hello, Internet. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my beautiful people. Welcome once again. It's a brand new, beautiful evening here in small town USA. My beautiful people, I am on the road at the moment. I just clocked out of my job. It is 5 at the moment. My apologies, we were slightly late to start our live stream. So if you were hanging around and waiting, we are live now. We are live, my beautiful people. We are live now. So I want to welcome you to the live stream in Virginia, USA. I'm driving on Interstate I-64, living the city of Charlottesville, heading to the city of Harrisonburg. I walk about an hour away. Guys, in between, we're still from my normal daily hustle. I'm here also on YouTube, coming to say hi. So, hello, Internet. Welcome, everybody. I hope that your day, evening, or morning is going wonderfully, wonderfully well. I'm blessed. It is the third day of February 2026. I can't believe that we're already in the second month of 2026. So I'm on the road. So, guys, full transparency, you want to see me looking right, looking left, looking forward, looking down, not paying attention directly at the camera. It's not a diss. It's just that we're multitasking here. Ahead of me, I'm also multitasking traffic. It is winter. It is cold. It is about 45 degrees right now. We are expecting more snow coming here in small town USA, which is not what I'm super excited about. So welcome to the live stream for today. We are embarking on our February daily live stream challenge. The one of you challenged me basically to do more live stream. Decided for the month of February, I'm gonna challenge myself. Hope that you guys can hold me accountable to live streaming and keeping this momentum going. So we are on the road, we are headed home, but we decided to do this live stream on the way home. I was hoping I was going to do this live stream on my lunch break, but things don't always go as we plan, because I'm realizing that right now it's 5 p.m., which is around 1 in the morning in Kenya, in East Africa. And if so, for my Kenyan viewers, apologies. We're going to try to find a convenient time that y'all can also be a part of the conversation. So, guys, welcome to the live stream. And as you see from today's title, I'm talking about how I keep my culture alive far away from home as a Kenyan here in the diaspora in a small town USA. So, yeah, so guys, I'm a Kenyan living in small town Virginia in the city of Harrisonburg. I create lifestyle content, travel vlogs, and sometimes I dabble in do-it-yourself home projects. So I bridge my content creation with my Kenyan heritage, and I'm trying to balance the in between a hybrid American experience and my Kenyan culture. So today I'm specifically going to be talking with you, my beautiful folks, about how I strive to keep my Kenyan culture alive here in small town Virginia. And so, with that being said, what parts of our culture do you think quietly start to disappear when no one is around you? For instance, like I speak 3 languages. I speak Swahili, I speak English, and I speak my mom's or my grandfather's native tongue, which is Korea or Korean, you might call that. So you find that like my native Korean, my native tongue, I don't really speak that unless I'm speaking that with my mom back home in Kenya, and also my late grandfather, or my closest family members, or when I visit the countryside, like we just came from Kenya, a month ago, that I could converse with those people. So, like when you're by yourself, what parts of culture do you think start to disappear quietly around you, and which parts do you think are the hardest that you fight to try to keep alive? So today I really want to kind of talk about what that really looks like, how we hold on to our culture here in the diaspora, especially here in small town USA, where you find yourself that you're the only person who's actually carrying all of that by your whole self. So let me actually have a sip of water. This live stream feel like we're giving speeches sometimes. So you're gonna give us our props by liking, commenting, and subscribing if you're brand new here to the channel. So we're gonna get into it. So I welcome you to drop a comment in the comment section, and let me know what you where you're watching from, what your thoughts are on this subject. And as I mentioned, I'm also multitasking on the road here on the way home from work. So just also being mindful of keeping my surroundings, of making sure that I'm keeping pairing with my surroundings and stuff like that. So first of all, like you might ask, why is this even important? Why does a topic like this matter to you? So if you are, let's say, native born America or in the UK, you might ask yourself, like, so why is this an interesting topic? So it is an interesting one because, as I already mentioned, I'm a Kenyan living in small town USA, and I'm creating content that bridges my connection with my Kenyan culture and heritage right here in the diaspora. So this is important for us because we my bad guys, my bad. Traffic here is a little iffy. So anyway, I was trying to say that the main reason is that we're having this conversation because when something is lost or even couch is lost, it doesn't just get lost or disappear overnight. It's a gradual process that gets eroded slowly over time. So, for instance, for the fact that I'm the only person here, every choice that I make, be it in the food I eat, the clothes I wear, how I dress, like if I'm dressing in traditional clothing, how I speak. If I speak Swahili, if I speak English, if I speak Kuya. And then it's like if you stop practicing or talking in those languages, those things over time, they're going to start to disappear, guys. So yeah, so culture is represented in many ways. It's represented in how the people that we communicate with, the people that we talk with, the food that we eat, and everything, everyday choices that we are making is basically our culture. And for Black folks, that have ancestry here in America, that descendants of from African slaves. One of the first things that slave happened to to Africans when they first got brought here in the U.S. is that their masters stripped away their culture, their language, their food, their ability to basically have their identity. They stripped that away from them and then gave them the Bible so that they could control them. So you understand that when we're talking about culture, it's everything that is in between and around us that is influencing our decisions and everything else. So if I'm here in the diaspora all by myself, I'm not communicating with nobody, and all those type of things, my culture starts to get eroded. And then for me, I came here in my late teens, so I already had a sense of culture, who I was and who I am, even today, that has influenced my choices and my decisions in everything that I do every day. So I'm going to take a beat here. So welcome to the live stream, beautiful people. This is part of my February daily live stream that I'm doing for the month of February as a challenge. And if you're new here, make sure that you can subscribe, hit like, share, and help this community of ours to grow. I'm on the road headed home. So as I was saying, that culture gets eroded slowly, and culture is in everything that we do. And I was tying that into how when Africans as slaves first got brought to America, that the first thing that was taken away from them is their food, their culture, the way to speak, because if they could communicate with one another, then that meant that they could rebel and revolt. and that wasn't good for the owners or whatever. So that's a topic for a different day. But I'm just kind of tying that in a little bit. So all that to say that everything that we do every single day, the rhythm of life, from the music that we listen to the values, to the things that we hold dear to ourselves, that's what culture is, beautiful people. That's what culture is. So how am I keeping my culture alive here in small town USA? Um, so you find a lot that, and I've spoken this in different vlogs and stuff like that. Living in an American society can be very, it's a very, wow, what's the word? Not secluded. It's like very self-centered. It's very self-centered. It's all about me and me and me. So if you're paying attention to the state of American politics and affairs right now, you see that everything right now is all about America, 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 because that's how this culture is. It's an individualistic. That's the word I was looking for. It's a very individualistic culture versus where in my African upbringing it was more communal. They say it takes a village to raise a child, that is not just literal. It is to the T. Because I remember as a small kid, I was a mischievous kid, of course. I misbehaved, I did this and that here and there, but I know that if I messed up in school, trust me, before I got home, I would have already had a licking by my aunt, by my uncle. Word would already have spread like wildfire that Chacha, you did this and that. And so by the time I get home, even by the time my own mom or dad gets a hold of me with that whip, I've already had it. And even my own mom is feeling sorry for me, like I'm already. So we were raised in that aspect that the community actually cared. They actually were involved in how you were raised as a child. So you find that that sense of community, which is part of our culture, is not as strong as it is in. For me, at least, I'll say that. I'm only speaking based on my experiences. So guys, don't take offense. I'm not demonizing the American culture and anything like that or the Western culture. I'm just speaking from my own personal experiences, how I'm keeping my culture alive here in a small town USA. So you do find that because of that individualistic aspect of that, when you're practicing culture by yourself, that somehow it kind of starts to get a little bit. For instance, when I first came from, when I just arrived from Kenya to the U.S. a month ago, guys, it was about a week and a half before I even saw another Kenyan soul or someone who I could speak the same language with. I'm lucky that I live in a town, actually in the city of Harrisonburg. I have some Kenyan friends who we have built community out of necessity to preserve our culture. Um, because otherwise, you find yourself very lonely. You find yourself depressed, especially around this weather that it's everything is cold. You have snow mountains everywhere. And you're stuck indoors, cold, where you don't see another person that that looks like you, or that you can converse in your language, or you can share Kenyan food. You can trade Kenyan stories, talk politics if you know, you know. So yeah, so you find that you start to practice this quietly, slowly, behind closed doors, and that is how culture starts to get lost. So for me, I've been intentional as a Kenyan and of finding other common folks that we share something with. So if you've seen my channel throughout last year and even now, one of the things that I keep repeatedly doing is cooking Kenyan food. Kenyan food kind of grounds me and brings me back, brings memories, reminds me when I'm cooking in the kitchen, the stories of my grandfathers, my grandmothers, when we were little kids, little boys. We would go graze cows and goats and sheep in the fields all day, and then we will come back home in the evening and we will sit around a fire, we will roast maize or corn, and we would listen to the sweet tales of our grandfathers around bonfire, and the crickets are chirping around, the moon is shining, the stars are up in the sky. Man, what I would wish to go back to the simple moments, simple lifestyle. That was just amazing and so unique. So or to say that when I'm cooking and eating those those flavors from my grandfather, from my mother, and stuff like that, that is how I'm preserving my culture. That's how I'm keeping my culture alive. So you see me making brown ugali here, making sukuma wiki, which literally means to push the weak. That is how I'm keeping part of my Kenyan culture alive. By food. When I'm meeting with my Kenyan friends, and we love, one of the things that I love, and I'm uh, really love that I've been able to find and build that sense of community and purpose, is that when we meet together with my Kenyan friends, we always like to host something, and we've been intentional of trying to throw a barbecue, a cookout, or a nyama choma, and bring our people together. Unfortunately, over the last couple of years, so guys, I think we lost connection there for a moment. We were going down a hill. This is passing through Afton Mountain. Um, Afton Mountain, around almost near Waynesboro, the city. So internet connection there for a moment. So my apologies if we were in the middle of that deep conversation there, and I kind of lost my train of thought. And also because of that internet connection. So welcome back. If you're tuning in for the first time, my good name is Chacha Unlimited. I'm a Kenyan living in Moretown, Virginia. I do travel vlog, lifestyle vlogs, and do-it-yourself projects. And in today's live stream, I'm talking about how I keep my Kenyan culture alive, far away from home as a Kenyan living here in small town USA. So we were just talking about how this culture over here can be very individualistic versus where the Kenyan culture is very communal and very a part of our intentionality of building purpose and growth as Kenyans here has been to try to connect with other Kenyans. So we do a lot of barbecues, a lot of bashes. We do potluck dinners where we have our Kenyan, my friends and I say, hey, or we contribute, we buy meat because meat is expensive over here, my beautiful people. In Kenya, in December, we were going to a gold market around Christmas time, and we were able to get a decent gold for about 50 to $100, guys. Here, $100 doesn't even buy one leg of a gold leg. It doesn't even buy one gold leg. So sometimes we kind of have to changas kufanya harambe. We do a small harambe of putting together a couple dollars a couple people, and we either can get a whole goat or we can get goat that has already been slaughtered and prepared, and then we tell our friends, hey, just come with a dish or come with a drink or just bring yourself, and then we have a good old time. That's how we keep preserving that Kenyan culture here through food. And then when we get to those that we hold those events, guys, we this bash it sometimes. And this is another thing. Our neighbors can sometimes be jealous of us and call the police because when you live in a plush or nice neighborhood and you have these folks, dark-skinned folks, pulling in these nice cars. No, I'm just kidding, I'm flexing. Pulling in like you have 10, 15, 20 cars in the driveway. People are like, what the heck is going on here? So, but we will party until all the food and all the drink is gone. The Kenyans, if you know, Kenyans can definitely eat, they can definitely drink, they can definitely have a good time, and it's all peaceful, it's all quiet. But that's how we preserve our community here. So go back and watch my vlogs because I've shown you guys different parties. I think the last party that I actually did a vlog about, we were in Blacksburg, Virginia. One of my good friends, my best friends, Jake, lives in. He was working in Virginia Tech. I think he still is. He invited us because we had Kenyans that were graduating with their PhDs, and we wanted to celebrate Black excellence, African excellence, and that was a big bash that had Americans, had Kenyans, had folks from everywhere. And so that is how we are able to preserve our culture through food, through music, and we will be playing Kenyan music, Congolese music, Rumba music, just about anything so that we can, and that feels like it's a therapy session for us because we don't get to see these folks. Some of these people that I probably haven't seen in, maybe when I first arrived in the US, I met them through a friend of a friend, and then they moved away to work or to go to school. So then when we throw these bashes, we are intentional. We're inviting folks. It becomes like a very big party. And then in other parts of Kenya, like I was talking to someone who lives in Seattle, in Portland, Oregon, they have like a whole like Jamhuri Day in the summer where they have people from, if you're of Kenyan heritage or African heritage, they have a big party that you have people show up like from 500 to 1,000 folks like that. So that's how people bring in their culture and try to preserve it. They have international bands playing and stuff like that. So like for instance, when we have a music band like Sauti Sol or a musician or a Kenyan comedian coming through, we fly to see them, and we don't mind paying that extra couple dollars to do that because, guys, we are chasing and we're hungry for the Kenyan connection because we're trying to make sure that we're keeping a part of our culture alive. So I don't know. I'm passionate about this. I don't know if you live in a diaspora, if you have a similar experience or something like that. So let me know. How are you keeping your culture alive, whatever it is that you are in the diaspora? If you're in the U.S., in a small town, in a big city, you live in the UK, you live in a different country. Let me know, guys. Let me know. How are you preserving and keeping your Kenyan culture, or your African culture, or your native culture, whichever nativity or whatever nation you are from. So here we are we're moving the needle from being spectators to being participants. We are trying to be at the center of telling our African stories, telling and connecting our heritage, one story, one vlog at a time. So I do appreciate that you're tuning in and being a part of the conversation. So drop a comment in the comment section and let me know what you think. Let me know how you're preserving your culture, your heritage. What are the things that you miss the most about living away from home? What are the things that you're fighting to maintain? And one of the biggest things is having a family and raising kids in the States is hard. For instance, you've seen my little man, Mr. J, here and there in my different videos. Like actually, I dropped a video earlier today. We were learning how to blow and make a glass ornament. So kindly go check that vlog out. Give it a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. And you're gonna see he's a typical American kid, and so even he doesn't speak Swahili, but he's learning in school how to speak Spanish. So I'm so feeling so terrible, like how my kid is going to speak Spanish before he speaks any of the languages that I speak. But we will work on that. So we will work on that. So that's also a part of our, feeling like we're losing a part of our culture because if your own kid is not learning the language that you speak, then it's kind of perplexing in a way a little bit, guys. So yeah. So what do you feel like you miss the most about home? What food do you feel like reminds you more of home? I know Nigerians, they love their jollof, they love their gusi, they love their fufu. We have ugali, we have chapati, we have all those. So as in an African diaspora, what are you missing the most from your home, from your culture? Is it your clothing? Is it your language? Is it the music? How are you sharing and how are you keeping a part of your culture alive? So for me, as I shared earlier in the beginning of the vlog, one of the things that I find ironic is the fact that I have obviously people know and tell me I have an accent that is very non-American. But when I go back home, they say that I speak with an American accent, which I find very funny. And then, funny enough, even when I'm speaking Swahili, people are like, "Hey, kumbe bado unajua Kiswahili? Eh? Kumbe unaongea Kiswahili?" And then even a big shocker for them, I speak my grandfather's native tongue, especially in Korea. They're like, "Hey, kumbe naumanyire kugamba Korea, tora ikeba. Na ulinda batebiga, Korea niga itokirenge so what I'm saying is, when I'm in a native country, even my relatives are like, "Hey, you haven't forgotten how to speak Korean," and I tell them, Kikuria is in my DNA. It's in my blood. There's no way I'm gonna forget it. I might be forgetting a couple words here and there, one and two, but guys, we can't forget that. That's part of us. That's part of our identity. So we're fighting very, very, very hard to maintain that culture because one of the things that I always tell people here that I've lived here for over 2 decades, other than the fact that you can tell that I have an accent, I feel like I'm just as acculturated to just about anybody that is here. That doesn't mean that I'm rich. That doesn't mean that I have money. It just means that I have adapted to the system here. For instance, the way I pronounce and say words, even if you can tell, I try to have it in the way that the Americans say it. Like the word sister. If I'm Kenyan and I'm going to say sister, here I'm going to say sister. Like you say it in a certain way so that folks can understand you guys. I'm in traffic, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm watching my bearings. So when you say certain words, you assimilate, you acculturate, so that the folks that you're around with, they understand you. But then, depending on which group or what context you're in, then you also have to code switch. For instance, with with my bros, my black brothers, I might switch it a little bit and try to sound in a certain way, so I can feel part of part of the brotherhood, part of the culture, it's part of it is what it is. And then if I'm with certain people, you might hear my tone, my intonation change or get higher or lower, which is sometimes my mom asks me if I have a code every time I'm speaking, and I have to remember that, I'm getting a Malay, so I need to sound more Kenyan. So that is a funny way that we try to struggle a little bit with our culture, but at the same time we're maintaining our culture at the same time. So yeah, so we do find that we are kind of practicing our culture quietly in different spaces and different moments. But for me, at least, it's very hard for me to forget who I am. I feel like the past informs me and where I'm going, because I also believe in the saying that if you, those who do not remember history or don't know their history, they don't know where they're going, or they're bound to repeat the mistakes of the past and things of that nature. Which means doesn't mean that if you don't know the past or you know the past, you're not gonna f it up, or but we also have to keep up with the culture because culture is constantly evolving. For instance, when I go back home, when I left 20 years ago versus what's happening right now, it's our life kept moving on even if I moved away. Life never stopped. So like the Shang that I was speaking back then, it's not the Shang. That Shang is street lingo. That is a mixture of Swahili and English. If you know, you know. So it's not the same. Even though how I speak with my friends, with some words that we used to say back in the day, now they're like, oh, we stopped saying that. So culture is constantly evolving, and it's more than anything else here. The black culture informs it informs American culture, and it's being imitated everywhere across the world. So, they always say black is gold. So that's definitely, I can attest to that as a Kenyan here in living in the USA. So, guys, I think you can definitely tell that we do a lot to preserve our culture. But mostly, you're gonna see in my videos, in my cooking, when I'm with Kenyans, we always are conversing in Swahili, things of that nature. But coming back from Kenya now, a month after that, it's like now that we are really, 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 really trying to be we're being very nostalgic of all the things that we take for granted. For instance, when I was in Kenya, you just forget. You just forget about all the structure, the rigidity, the weather, and everything else. But coming back here, it feels like we're fighting a battle just to make sure that we hold on to that is very dear to us, which is in our DNA. So, guys, let me know what you think about this in the comment section. If you're watching this for the first time, welcome. My good name is Chacha Unlimited. I'm a Kenyan YouTuber living in small town USA, and right now I'm on the road on the road. I'm multitasking. The time is 5:50. It's about to get dark here in just a couple of minutes. In less than 5 minutes, everything is going to be dark here. So you're not going to be able to even see my face. Anyways, so I'm a Kenyan living in small town USA. And in today's live stream, part of our February daily live stream challenge, where we're going to be picking a topic and dissecting it and talking with you guys. So you can let me know in the comment section, what topics are you curious about? What should I be talking about next in our next vlog tomorrow? What should I be talking about? Let me know, let me know, let me know, let me know. And I kindly ask of you to consider hitting that subscribe button if you're new here, or if you're a returning watcher that has been watching and hasn't considered subscribing. This is your moment. This is your moment to help your village boy here from Western Kenya, East Africa, to hit that 1K mark, and then onwards to on the road to success. So, beautiful people, leave a comment in the comment section. Like, that's how you help support me and help this video to reach more amazing folks like yourself. So I hope that you're having a marvelous third day of February 2026. We're racing to 2027 already. And I'm super grateful for you joining me. If you watch this after we have already live streamed, thank you 1,000%. Appreciate you. From my day ones, thank you for always coming back and supporting your guy here, your village boy. I couldn't be doing this without you. To Team Mara, thank you. Ladies and gents, beautiful people, I love you. I appreciate you. So peace, love, God bless. Let's check again tomorrow, and let me know what topic you want us to cover or discuss of life in the diaspora, or just surprise me, and we'll see if we can make it happen. Thank you. I hope you enjoy this, and have a good night. And I'll see you in the next one, my beautiful people. Peace, love, God bless.